Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America, and if Nancy Pelosi is speaking, she's probably lying. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those little things really help us out and they help our channel continue to grow. And if you're not watching us on YouTube, we ask that you please do that by going to that address in the lower right hand corner. It's youtube.com/@explainamerica. When you get there, hit subscribe absolutely free. It really helps us out. Nancy Pelosi was being interviewed by a group of reporters, and they said, did you change your mind about what you wanted? You said you wanted an open primary for the Democrat nomination, but then, President Biden, he endorsed his vice president, Ms. Harris, and then you got on board eventually. And Nancy Pelosi looks at these reporters straight faced and says there was an open primary and Kamala Harris won it. Did you guys miss it? I didn't see this open primary. Where was this open primary? Now, her argument is, well, nobody joined. Well, of course nobody joined. You stacked the deck. And where was this primary going to be held? The states had already decided. So were you going to have an open convention like you want it, like you said you want it? Because that got shut down quick. I think you could have found another candidate. So what happened? She was anointed. Why was she anointed? In my opinion, because she's a woman of color. And if you didn't anoint her, then you'd be a racist sexist. And that's the bottom line. That's the, no pun intended here, Trump card. I want you to watch what Ms. Pelosi said to these reporters, and then let me know what you think in the comments.
You had reportedly said you wanted a sort of an open primary if Joe Biden stepped down. Did you change your mind because you saw all the excitement around Kamala Harris?
No, I didn't change my mind. We had an open primary and she won it. Nobody else got in the race because she was politically astute. And but that was the thought. Let's show our talent. We have a great bench, all these great people in the country. And the president endorsed her. And that's a big deal because Joe Biden is the most consequential president of modern times. He accomplished so much more. I mean, even Barack Obama in his 8 years in service would admit that in the short period of time that Joe Biden had the majority, which was 2 years of his 4-year term. But it's not just about legislating, which we share that success, that legacy of what we did. It's also about executing. That's executive branch, how you get things done, and how he translated the legislation into delivery of infrastructure, CHIPS Act, you name it, IRA in terms of saving the planet and reducing the cost of prescription drugs from $600 or $500, depending for insulin a month for seniors to $35 a month. I mean, I could name many things. I said about the 15 million jobs earlier. So he's very consequential, highly respected, and was to be our nominee. And then because he knows the job of vice president, appointed her vice president years ago, 3.5 years ago, and because he knows the job of president, endorsed her for president. And so that yes, people could have jumped in. There were some people who were sort of preparing, but she just took off with it. And actually, it was a blessing because there wasn't that much time between then and the election, and it sort of saved time. So it wasn't that we didn't have an open process. It's just that nobody got in because she had a running start.